Good morning, BookTube. Today is Armistice Day in 1918 at 11 a.m. on the 11th of the 11th. The armistice was signed between the Allies and the Germans, and World War One came to an end. Um, it was the 11th itself. You kind of think, oh well, they must have avoided any fighting on the 11th because they knew it was coming to an end. I'm not sure how much they definitively knew the war was coming to an end. Also, an armistice is not peace. An armistice is just an end to fighting, and it could have been a temporary solution. Although Germany had no energy left to fight, its army was falling apart, and a revolution was starting at home. Um, but there was fighting on that day. I've never quite understood why. I'm sure somebody could explain to me the military thinking behind it. Um, but at 9:30, George Edwin Ellison became the last British soldier to die in World War One. At 10:45, Auguste Trebuchet became the last French soldier to die. At 10:58, a Canadian soldier, George Price, became the last Commonwealth soldier to die. Um, and at 10:59, Henry Gunter, an American, became the last soldier to die in World War One. Gunter's story is odd. It always sounds very strange, that whole incident. And nobody wanted to kill him. The Germans didn't want to kill him, but in the end, it was him or them. He apparently charged across no man's land, um, and nobody understood what the hell he was doing. Um, Now, George Ellison is buried in the same graveyard as John Parr, who is considered to be the first British soldier to die in World War One. By coincidence, not planning, their graves actually apparently face each other in that cemetery. Um, they are the first and last of approximately 744,000 British soldiers to die in World War One, and approximately 2 million men who were wounded. Um, a, a significantly higher figure than the deaths from World War Two, even though World War Two was what lasted another, I think, 2 years longer in total, approximately. Um, it's a horrific number to think about. Um, all those men whose lives were ended, and whose potential was ended. Um, it's something to think about. And remembrance on Armistice, we have at 11 o'clock today. We'll have a 2 minute silence in the UK, and it's apparently the theory was that the first minute was to think about your own relatives, and the other minute was to think about everyone. Um, but I don't know how true that is. It's just something I've recently heard. Um, I try and keep the 2 minute silence if I can. Um, it obviously used to be very firmly kept, and uh, I mean, immediate aftermath of World War One. Obviously, all this stuff was considered to be more important. I've read places that when buses used to go past the cenotaph, men would take their hats off as a mark of respect. Um, Obviously, things like that no longer happen. I think it would be odd if they did to some degree, um, but we mark today with 2 minutes silence. Um, I'm going to read a poem that you know one verse of incredibly well. It's Lawrence Binion's "For the Fallen." I'm going to read the whole poem, which um, people don't often. And and then I'm going to go away and get on with the day. So, "For the Fallen" by Lawrence Binion. With proud thanksgiving, a mother for her children, England mourns for her dead across the sea. Flesh of her flesh they were, spirit of her spirit, fallen in the cause of the free. Solemn the drums thrill, death august and royal sing sorrow up into the immortal spheres. There is music in the midst of desolation, and a glory that shines upon our tears. They went with songs into battle, they were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. They mingle not with their laughing comrades again. They sit no more at familiar tables of home. They have no lot in our labour of the daytime. They sleep beyond England's foam. But where our desires are, and our hopes profound, felt as well as the wellspring that is hidden from sight, to the innermost heart of their own land they are known, as the stars are known to the night, as the stars that shall be bright when we are dust, moving in marches upon the heavenly plain, as the stars of the starry in the time of our darkness, to the end they remain. Thank you, BookTube, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.